So I broke down and watched about as much of the Tiger King as I could. And I have to admit, I skipped around a little bit. But what I found most interesting was how it took 7 hours to tell this story and to give a proper amount of context to the fascinating and bizarre world of Joe Exotic and these cat people. And how even after 7 hours of interviews and footage, there's still so much doubt and so many little gray areas about what really happened and of course what it all means. But here's the other fascinating bit. And this is purely speculation on my part. But if the team that did the Tiger King turned their cameras onto me or onto you and examined our relationships and our bizarre little quirks and our professional choices and closet obsessions and love lives and temper tantrums, I think they could probably make any of us look as bizarre and as deluded as Joe Exotic. And what's beautiful about that is it reveals a couple of things. Number one, when we see a show like that, what we're really seeing is not so much what happened, but we're seeing the point of view of the filmmaker about what happened, right? Whatever they decided to film. And number two, it reveals how layered and seemingly illogical life truly is. And how we tend to treat life like it's this sort of cut and dry, black or white, sequential thing, but it's never really that simple. And almost everything that we live through requires context to understand it properly, right? There's our version of what happened, which could be completely different from someone else's version of the very same event. All that to say, it's so easy to look at someone else's life and to judge how they live and the choices they made, and then to file them away as crazy or greedy or successful until we get to take a deeper look at what's there. And that's why I don't like that question that everybody always wants to ask at the end of a relationship or at the end of a job or at the end of anything. You know the question. So what happened? Why did it end? What happened? Do you have 7 hours to hear the full context? Or do you just want me to summarize it into this sort of neat little box so you can just file it away in that category in your mind? But it's never really that simple, is it? I mean, a better question would be, why did you get into that situation in the first place? What was your motivation? Because if we can understand the motivation, then we can make more sense out of what happened and why it happened. And then, of course, it's where did that motivation come from? Was it something that your parents did or didn't do when you were a child? So, this can go on and on and on. But that's what context means. That's why they needed 7 episodes to tell the story of the Tiger King instead of just 1 episode. But I just hope that stories like this don't make us miss the point. The way they portrayed Joe Exotic was very bizarre and it's very weird and all the things, but upon closer inspection, so are we. I'm sure the Tiger King isn't laying up in prison right now thinking about how weird he is any more than you or I are sitting here right now thinking about how weird we are. He probably feels just as normal as we do. And in that sense, there's a little Joe Exotic in all of us. And if we're spiritually mature enough to look at that and to come to terms with it, then perhaps we can be more patient with other people whose choices we don't quite fully understand because we haven't invested the time to understand them and the motivation behind them. We've been putting them in a box. You're a narcissist, you're an a-hole, you're whatever. And here's the thing. Nobody likes being put in a box. I don't like it, you don't like it, and they certainly don't like it. So that may be the problem right there, right? We all have those tendencies to be all of those things when we're not getting what we want. So the question is, what's our motivation? What's their motivation? And maybe that's where the conversation needs to go next. Instead of arguing about, whatever behavior is being displayed at the surface when you're not getting your needs met. That's it. That's all. Do I recommend the Tiger King? It was okay. But I thought that takeaway for me was very powerful. And if you resonate with that, please share this message with your followers. If you have anything more to add to my reflections of the Tiger King, please leave a comment below and I will answer it. Otherwise, have a great day and I will see you. Thank you for watching. I add new videos daily, so make sure you click to subscribe so you don't miss out. And if you want to see the next insight, just click on over to the right. You can also follow me on Instagram @LightWatkins, and I look forward to seeing you next time.